Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time. You go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're the way we'll roll behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time. You go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're the way we'll roll behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time. You go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're the way we'll roll behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren
You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
War and Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
War and Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
War and Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
War and Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
War and Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
War and Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
War and Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
War and Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
War and Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
War and Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
War and Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
War and Wonder Productions.
go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road
Warren Wonder
behind.
Productions.
And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road
Warren Wonder
behind.
Productions.
And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go
Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test, go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time, you go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time, you go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time.
Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test, go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time, you go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time, you go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time.
Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test, go wherever your heart desires. You further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with a battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with a battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go
Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Wonder Productions.
'Cause with a Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test, go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time, you go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time. You go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time.
Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test, go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time, you go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time. You go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time.
Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test, go wherever your heart desires. You further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test. Go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions. Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with a Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Wanna hear me way back? You'll go further every time, man, with the battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test, go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time, you go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time, you go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind. 'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions. 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 Warren Wonder
Wanna hear me way back? You'll go further every time, man, with a battery that lasts longer than any other kind. Oh, you can put it to the test, go wherever your heart desires. You go further every time, you go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time. You go further every time. Wanna hear me way further every time.
Warren Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
Warren Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
Warren Wonder Productions.
You go further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time. You go further every time. On a Himiway, further every time.
War and Wonder Productions.
Oh, with all-terrain tires that are fatter than the rest, and with effortless riding and a battery that's the best. Oh, you're going to go wherever your heart desires. Oh, with the Himiway bike, you're gonna leave the road behind.
War and Wonder Productions.
With a Himiway back, you can leave the road behind. And with all-terrain tires, you're gonna go where your heart desires. And with a battery that lasts this long, you never have to come back.
War and Wonder Productions.
'Cause with the Himiway bike, you can leave the road behind.
War and Wonder Productions.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Welcome to Himiway's 2022 new product launch live stream. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. My name is David. I am the Chief Product Manager here at Himiway. Today, we will be introducing to you 4 new Himiway models, which we'll bring up one by one to talk about the specs and features that make these new Himiway bikes so awesome. But before we get to where we're going, we want to talk a little bit about where we've come from. So Himiway was established back in 2017 when we went through a couple years of research and development to the point where in November of 2019, we released our first bike. Many of you may know it. It's the Himiway Cruiser model, which was a breakthrough in the mountain e-bike industry, particularly for its huge battery, allowing for up to 60 miles per charge of running distance. So after that, in January of 2020, we released the quite similar Himiway Cruiser step-through model with some of those same awesome features that came in the original Cruiser, just with that V Cruiser frame, allowing for easier access to get on the bike. Maybe if you're a little bit shorter, maybe you're a woman, just allows you to get on that much more conveniently. And then in September of 2020, we launched our Himiway Escape model. That's the moped-style e-bike, dual suspension, super comfortable, still great for the outdoors, as well as commuting and everyday travel. So that's a little bit about where we have been, but now let's take a look at what's to come next. And we can see what's to come next here with the 50,000 riders that have enjoyed Himiway bikes, that have chosen Himiway in the United States. Think about that. That is just amazing, and we're so honored to have been the choice of over 50,000 American cyclists. So they have been singing our praises, but also we have been hearing great feedback from major publications across the US, including Electrek, MarketWatch, and EBR, and many more. In fact, Himiway is now in the top 3 in terms of market share for the fat tire e-bike industry. In addition to great publications saying awesome things about our bikes, we have been so happy to see professional cycling YouTubers saying wonderful things about the features and specs of our Himiway bikes. In fact, over 200 of them have recommended our Himiway models. The Himiway bikes have also been increasingly popular across the entire online community of avid e-bike riders, and we're so happy to see that across all sorts of social media. And many of our users have shared videos of their experiences. So we want to share a video for you today of some of our Himiway riders and how they've experienced their bikes. Let's take a look.
My name is Michael Milivolti. I'm 57 years old, and I live in southern Arizona. I purchased my first electric bike over 10 years ago. I'm a long-distance e-bike expert, and I go farther on my Himiway. The large capacity battery is the #1 reason why I decided I'm purchasing my Himiway.
The primary purpose of my bike is to get me to and from work every single day. This makes it very convenient to take it to work, take it to go check out what's going on downtown, go on a mountain bike ride, and then hit the grocery store on the way home, all on the same charge.
You'll go further because the battery is one of the strongest in the industry. It lasts a very, very long time before you have to recharge it.
They say you can go further on a Himiway. That's a true statement. Every time I ride, I usually ride between 40 and 60 miles, and I still have a little bit of battery left after 60 miles. What a great day that is.
Himiway being the long-range e-bike expert.
In conclusion, I'm just going to say you need to hurry up and get online and order your Himiway bike so you can have fun too. We sure do. And don't forget, you can go a lot further on a Himiway. So I've got places to go. See you later.
Go further with Himiway.
When we're designing our new Himiway e-bikes, nature is kind of a recurring theme that always comes up in our research and planning. We always want to be making our bikes so that users can enjoy nature in any of its forms. So we've been delving deeper into these ways that we can allow users to enjoy nature and what really defines a good long-range e-bike. That's what we've been looking into. And throughout this exploration, we have, of course, encountered some challenges, one being COVID-19, which has impacted the e-bike industry as it has many others, especially in terms of the supply chain, but in several other ways as well. However, we have overcome that difficulty, and now in 2022, we have made it, and we're able to introduce our 4 new models finally to you today. And that first model is the Himiway Zebra. This is a premium all-terrain e-bike, what we call a blend of mountain and urban cruiser. We'll take a moment via video to introduce you to the Himiway Zebra. The Himiway Zebra. So why did we name this bike the Zebra? Well, think about zebras. In the context of the animal kingdom, this is one of the longest distance running animals that there are. So in the context of e-bikes, the Himiway Zebra must be, and indeed is, one of the longest distance running e-bikes out there. So it is best for any sort of journey of any sort of length. And we have a full range of upgrades and new features on this bike that we'll talk about today, including its battery, motor, brake, and its general design. The first thing we're going to talk about, though, is that tremendous battery. So many of you recall our awesome Himiway Cruiser model, which has that already epic battery at 48 volts, 17.5 ampere hours. This Zebra battery is coming in at 48 volts, 20 ampere hours, which is just unreal for a battery for an e-bike. This is a car grade battery. So this is the highest level that you're going to find in the fat tire e-bike industry. Really, really cool. Actually, even cooler, this battery that's in the Himiway Zebra is a quaternary lithium-ion battery. So that's as opposed to what's traditionally around in this industry, which is the ternary lithium-ion battery. So this has that higher energy density, smaller volume, and larger capacity. So in addition to its larger capacity, this is also going to give you that longer range, which is giving you a more stable and safe ride as well. This battery capacity is not only huge, but it's going to last, which is pretty awesome. So actually, after 1,000 charges, this battery is still going to fill up to 80% of its original capacity. So that's going to be years of being able to use this battery at essentially its fullest level, right? So this is actually 15% higher capacity than the same types of batteries and 50% higher battery capacity than most e-bikes on the market. This advanced technology is going to bring you that highest quality ride, and it really maximizes efficiency for the entire functioning of your e-bike. So what is that range? If we have the cruiser range at 60 miles per hour, we have a larger capacity for the Zebra battery. In fact, this bike is going to take you 80 miles on one single charge. So let's try to conceptualize that. Imagine you are in LA. This bike on one single charge will take you from LA all the way to Santa Barbara, which is a pretty long commute, even for a car. But you would be able to do this in your Himiway Zebra with that 80-mile range per charge. In addition to the battery, we have upgraded the charger. So we actually have a 3.0 amp smart battery charger coming along with this bike, which is an upgrade for sure from the typical 2.0 amp smart battery charger. This is going to improve your charging efficiency and allow you to fully charge your battery in only 7 hours. So you plug that bike in and overnight it will be ready to go. In addition, we have put the wires, battery, and controller all together in this bike inside the frame. So as you might remember from the Himiway Cruiser, you've got your battery on top of the bottom of the frame, you've got the controller box underneath that frame, and the wires go a little bit inside of the frame and a little bit out. Now, all of these are all built in within this Himiway Zebra. So it allows these pieces to be more tightly sealed, more waterproof, more secure and safe. Many people might not even realize that you have a battery inside of that frame. So this is going to look really cool and streamlined. Now, we also have upgraded the motor for the Himiway Zebra. We're working with a 750 watt rear hub motor, which is very powerful. This also has a larger inner ring, which is going to allow for better heat dissipation. Ultimately, this is going to be able to withstand higher temperatures and ensure that you have a longer motor life. So your improved motor and battery on this bike are going to ensure that this bike will last for a very long time. Next, we will take a look at the Himiway Zebra's brake, which is a great upgrade. This is now a hydraulic braking system as opposed to your typical mechanical disc brakes. So what are the advantages to having this hydraulic brake on your Zebra? Well, it's going to ensure longer service life. This is going to be easier to maintain, easier to control, and most importantly, with these hydraulic brakes, you're going to be able to stop in a much shorter distance than you would otherwise. So that's going to be really helpful for you in emergency situations on the road. You got to get to a quick stop fast. These hydraulic brakes are going to be able to do that about twice as quickly or in 2 times shorter of a distance than your typical disc brakes. So let's talk about the new frame as well for the Himiway Zebra. And to do so, the Himiway Zebra has a brand new upgraded frame, and we'll show that to you first by taking a look at what a typical e-bike frame or mountain bike frame might look like. So when you're looking at that typical frame, you know, you've got your slender pieces here, that's fine, a kind of a V-shaped back fork, not allowing for a whole lot of a diversion in diameter for your tire. But, you know, this is all right. This is not incredibly durable. However, if we compare this to the e-bike frame for our Himiway Zebra, you're looking at a much more rugged, robust, strong, powerful frame here. It's coming with a bit more of a U-shape to the back fork, which is actually going to allow you a lot of autonomy to switch up that fat tire width. In fact, this can go from the 4-inch diameter, or sorry, width of a fat tire all the way up to 4.8 inches, which is really, really cool. And then we also upgraded the light on the Himiway Zebra. So this is a nice upgrade from the already very bright Himiway Cruiser headlight, but this one's going to be much brighter, allowing you to see through the rain or a storm or in evening conditions. The tires for the Himiway Zebra have been upgraded to a 26-inch diameter, 4-inch width fat bike tire, which is really great. It's about a palm width for that fat bike tire. Outstanding traction, you're going to get superior climbing ability, and generally just be able to conquer all types of terrain. So let's take a look at some of the different types of terrain that you can conquer with these fat bike tires. You've got mountain, you've got sand, whether you're going up, you're going down. Snow, you can traverse through all sorts of snow. Forest, whatever types of environment you might encounter in the forest, be it mud or whatever, or grass as well, over flat plains, you will be in outstanding shape with these tires. Just generally because you're able to move, whether it's slippery, whether it's smooth, whether it's up or down, any sort of faults in the pavement as well, these are going to handle those with ease. All right, so that is the Himiway Zebra. Let's take a look at the Himiway Zebra step-through model, which has the same outstanding features as that Himiway Zebra. We're talking the battery, the motor, the brakes, the headlight, and everything else, that awesome frame. But that frame is a little bit different for the Zebra step-through. That's where you're going to get that V-shaped frame, easier to hop on for female or shorter riders. Let's take a look at the Himiway Zebra step-through in action. All right, let's recap some of the awesome features that we talked about with the Himiway Zebra and the Zebra step-through. So first, we have the 20 ampere hour 48 volt extended battery. We have the 750 watt upgraded rear hub motor. We've got those hydraulic brakes allowing for faster stops, 4-inch width fat bike tires along with the 26-inch diameter, a very stylish new design for both the standard model and that step through, and this is a perfect companion for all of your off-road adventures. So all of these features put together, you might be wondering, well, what is the Himiway Zebra going to cost you? So that price is $1,999 for your Zebra and your Zebra step through. However, we are right now having a holiday sale. So you are lucky to be listening in today. We are offering for the first 500 customers who get to our website and order the Himiway Zebra or Zebra Step Through today, a $200 discount on these bikes, bringing your Zebra's cost down to $1,799 if you act right away. So get on that. You know, we're always looking for versatility in our e-bikes, right? We want ones that can traverse mountains and forests and sand, but we also want ones that can do your daily errands. You know, maybe you've got to go grocery shopping with your bike, pick up a kid, have a little family weekend getaway, or carry around some different sizes of payloads. Well, that is exactly why we are bringing our newest model to you today. And this is something that our customers have been looking for, more versatility with your e-bike. So we are serving our customers' needs today by bringing you the Himiway Big Dog. That is our new bike for today. We call the all-rounder. This all-rounder covers all needs. So let's take a quick video and enjoy the highlights of the Himiway Big Dog. So, Big Dog. Why would we name this bike the Himiway Big Dog? Well, think about the dog in your family. You know, what does that dog mean to you? Dogs are loyal, they're reliable, they are there for you in any situation, right? They love unconditionally. In many ways, that's exactly why we named this the Himiway Big Dog, because we want this e-bike to be that loyal and reliable bike for you, there for you no matter what. And it truly is. It's there for you in any situation. Again, this is the all-rounder. So, in terms of features, this bike has that 750-watt rear hub motor, super powerful, along with, just like the Zebra, that 48-volt, 20-ampere-hour Samsung lithium-ion battery. A little bit smaller diameter for those fat tires, 20-inch diameter with a 4-inch width. This is perfect for that commuter lifestyle or your commuter needs. And that battery is going to give you up to 80 miles per charge. Something really special that I want to mention about the Big Dog is inside the box, coming standard, you're actually going to be able to get 2 separate rear racks accommodating multiple different needs that you might have. This is a very multifunctional bike. So it brings up the question, well, how many goods can the Big Dog actually carry? You would definitely want to know this. In fact, the payload capacity for the Himiway Big Dog is 400 pounds. I'm about 200 pounds, so that would fit to me, or me plus whatever 200 pounds worth of payload I might want to carry. That is a huge payload for an electric bike, and super, super helpful for whatever it is that you might want to be towing around or lugging around. Let's take a look at a summary of all of the awesome features of our Big Dog. Again, this is the all-terrain bike. This one has that 750-watt rear hub motor, 20 by 4-inch width inches fat tires. This is going to give you an ultimate range of 80 miles per charge. Super multifunctional with the multiple rear racks. This has mechanical brakes, Again, that 48 volt, 20 ampere hour Samsung lithium ion battery, and then finally, the 400-pound payload capacity. You can do whatever with this bike. You can make deliveries, you can do grocery shopping trips. It's got long range, great stability, perfect for the family. Remember, this is that loyal and reliable big dog for you. So, what is it going to cost? Well, the big dog is priced at $2,099. But right now, since you are listening, we are offering a holiday discount for the first 500 customers who get on our website and order that Himiway Big Dog. You're going to be able to get that with a $200 discount, bringing the price down to $1,899. So get on the website right away, check it out, and go ahead and get yourself the Himiway Big Dog for that awesome price. Our biggest commitment here at Himiway is to comfort. We always want to provide the most comfortable riding experience for our users, and that's exactly what we've done with our newest model, the third one that we're going to introduce today. I have the pleasure of introducing the Himiway Cobra, what we call the smoothest ride on the mountain, and it surely is. I tell you, I was riding it earlier today and a couple of days ago. It is an absolute pleasure to ride. Super smooth. It's actually the first soft-tail e-bike from Himiway. And what does that mean? Well, that all has to do with the suspension. So not only does this have the front fork suspension, but it also has the suspension coming from the middle, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But this truly makes for a very smooth ride, kind of just like buttery smooth, like you're riding on a cloud. Talking about the features on the Himiway Cobra, we've got the same awesome 750 watt hub motor that we've seen in the Zebra as well as the Big Dog. We also have that new upgraded 48 volt 20 ampere hour Samsung lithium ion battery. We've got the bigger, not only the bigger diameter tires here, but we have a wider width for the Cobra, the widest width we've ever had for any tire in our entire Himiway set of bikes. So that is a 4.8 inch width on this tire, which is really going to give you so much control over any terrain. It's a very aggressive tread design, low rolling resistance, excellent float. This is going to boost your bike's performance on trails or wherever you are riding it. Like I said, I was riding this one just the other day. It grips the road like no other tire you've ever used. So I really hope you get a chance to give that one a try. So that's what's cool about the tires. How about the suspension? So if we're looking at this bike, we see, of course, you got the front fork suspension, but take a look at this middle part. You have this 4-bar linkage suspension. And what this is doing is it's suspending you up off of that back tire. So in your typical e-bike, you've got your suspension in the front. That's keeping you nice and comfortable up front, but normally you're kind of relying on your own legs to give you a little bit of suspension in the back. Not so much the case with the Cobra. This is going to suspend you, give you perfect balance and comfort throughout the entire bike, right? Going to keep you in control and very comfortable over any sort of rugged terrain. You're just going to be floating over the road. And I should say, any sort of flaws that you uncover in pavement or on a trail, maybe you're coming up to a speed bump, you're barely going to feel it with the Himiway Cobra. It is a pretty cool ride. So let's take a look at all of the awesome features coming at you for the new Himiway Cobra. Again, this is an all-terrain vehicle. It has hydraulic brakes, the 750 watt hub motor, the 48 volt, 20 ampere hour Samsung lithium ion battery, able to give you up to 80 miles per charge. That's a crazy long distance for each charge. This Himiway Cobra also has that very unique 4-bar linkage suspension, helping you get suspension off of that back tire as well. It also has the 26-inch diameter, but 4.8-inch width fat tires, the widest fat tire that we've ever had here at Himiway. I should also mention the Cobra comes to you with 2 different color options. One, a very sleek-looking green sort of snake print, and then the other, a grayish black, very sharp-looking, kind of a carbon-looking print on there as well. So either way, you're making a great decision on the way that you choose to make your Cobra look. So these are some amazing features for our Himiway Cobra. You might be wondering, what is the total cost? Well, for the Himiway Cobra, the cost is $2,399. However, because you have joined us today, you're able to take advantage of our holiday discount. The first 500 customers who get on our website and order that Himiway Cobra, you will be able to get that for a $200 discount, bringing the price down to $2,199. So get on the website right now, check out this bike, and get it today. So you might be wondering, after just seeing the Himiway Cobra, is this the premier fat tire e-bike from Himiway's line or across the entire fat tire e-bike industry? Well, we have one more surprise for you. In fact, we have just an outstanding model that builds onto the fantastic frame that we see for the Himiway Cobra. We call this new model the Himiway Cobra Pro, what we call the Ultimate. And it is a fantastic softail e-bike, just like the Cobra standard model, with a new mid-drive motor. This Cobra Pro really is the ultimate. Let's take a look at a video exploring some of its new features. The biggest difference between the Himiway Cobra and the Cobra Pro is the location of the motor. So hub drive motor and mid drive motor. That's the big difference here between the Himiway Cobra and the Cobra Pro. So let's take a look at what makes up a hub drive motor. What are the features here? And we can compare that with our new mid drive motor. So for the hub drive, of course, this motor is situated in the bike's rear hub. And what that means is when you're going to accelerate or get this bike started, it's going to give you a very kind of fast kick to start up. It's got a lot of pep, a lot of liveliness, and it is a very fun value-priced option for a motor. And like I said, it's been in every single one of our Himiway bikes thus far. Now, how is the mid-drive motor differentiated from this hub motor? Well, the reason that we chose it for the Cobra Pro is because it has some very cool benefits to it being in the middle of the frame for that mid-drive position. The first one being it really balances out this bike. It gives it a great center of gravity, giving you a very balanced weight distribution, a very natural feel when you're riding it. It also gives you a lower center of gravity for this bike. Now, with that, you're going to get more solid directional and tracking stability, a very natural ride feel, and you're also going to be able to really maximize your power from a very low speed. Also, with the way that this mid-drive motor connects to the gear shifting system, you're going to get a longer riding range, which everyone is looking for out of their e-bikes. So with that 10-speed gear system, you're getting maximum efficiency and power from your Himiway Cobra Pro. Very cool. Let's take a look. Again, this is built for off-road enthusiasts. It's ready for any challenge on any terrain. Like I said, this is the ultimate fat tire e-bike with the suspension that both Cobra models offer, as well as this mid-drive motor on here as well, giving you that balance, that power, that control. This is really the premier model. If you're looking for the best, you have found it in the Himiway Cobra. It really is ready for any challenge. By the way, I should mention, this comes in 2 different frame patterns. So like the standard Cobra, this has the kind of green snake color and design, or you can get the black and gray kind of a carbon looking design on there, both very sleek and sharp looking. Now, for the price of your Himiway Cobra Pro, you might be wondering, that comes in at $3,999, which is an incredible price for this model with all of those features that we've described. In fact, you'll find this bike or bikes with perhaps roughly similar features from competitors in the market, ranging from right around $6,000 for the cost of that bike. So being able to get the Cobra Pro at $39.99 is an unreal value. So I do hope you get on our website and enjoy the Cobra Pro and all of its features, and hopefully you can get that one today. So you've gotten to know, I hope, a good bit about each of the new bikes that we are offering today, all 4 awesome models, and some of the many features that we are providing that are new and innovative and awesome within all of those. So today we're offering so many new models for so many different types of riding enthusiasts. What do you want? That's what we're here to give. Off-road capabilities, flexibility, all sort of different styles, whether it be for outdoor enjoyment or your daily commute. Each of them has their own unique features. So what I want to show you now is a quick run through of all of the awesome features of our 4 new models we've talked about today. So we first saw the Zebra, which has that awesome new 48 volt, 20 ampere hour Samsung lithium ion battery, range of up to 80 miles per charge, 750 watt hub motor, 26 by 4 inch width, fat tire on there as well. You've got your hydraulic brakes and the front suspension, coming in for an outstanding price today only of $17.99 if you're one of our first 500 customers to get that. Next, we introduced the Big Dog, which also has that awesome 48 volt, 20 ampere hour lithium ion battery, up to 80 miles per charge, 750 watt hub motor. Same width in those fat tires, but we've dropped that down to a 20-inch diameter on the Big Dog. Great for commuting, like I said. And you've got the disc brakes and front suspension on this bike. So the all-rounder comes in at a cost of, if you act fast, $1,899 if you're one of our first 500 customers to get on there and order that today. Next, we introduced the Himiway Cobra, one of the most unique, innovative bikes I've ever seen. This also has that 48-volt, super powerful, 20-ampere-hour lithium-ion battery, giving you up to 80 miles per charge, 750-watt hub motor, the widest tires we have ever had on a Himiway bike, with a 26-inch diameter, 4.8-inch width, hydraulic brakes, and also the 4-bar linkage suspension. So you're getting those 2 types of suspension on your Cobra model. And then we have the ultimate, the Cobra Pro, also with that 48-volt, 20-ampere-hour battery, up to 80 miles per charge. A little bit different than the Cobra, the 750-watt mid-drive motor as opposed to the hub motor, which has so many cool advantages. This has 26-inch diameter, 4.5-inch width fat tires on there, coming with hydraulic brakes, and just like the Cobra, that 4-bar linkage suspension. So you can get that bike for $3,999. And you, like I said before, you see similar models for around $6,000. So that is just an amazing price. I hope that amongst these models, everyone here can find a Himiway model that suits you the absolute best. You have seen all 4 of our new Himiway models today. Now is the best opportunity to go onto our website, check out all of these models and features for yourself, and pre-order starts right now. So get on there at himiwaybike.com, where you can join in that pre-order. And you want to do that quickly, because remember, we have, if you order now, the first 500 customers who order the models, the Himiway Zebra Step Through, the Big Dog, as well as that Cobra Standard model. The first 500 customers are going to be able to get those for $200 off. So limited time offer, take advantage of that. And we also would be thrilled to welcome you to our Facebook community, where we have so many of our users sharing their experiences with their different Himiway bikes, talking about their features, and when and where they ride them. So please feel free to join in and share there. I also want to mention the Himiway bikes that we've mentioned today all have a 2-year warranty. These come with very high quality accessories and full customer support, so we are always there for you throughout whatever may come up. One other thing, we are opening up more test ride spots across the United States. So hopefully you'll be able to visit us in one of those soon in your area. And we're also opening up more repair shops around the country. So fear not, you ever have any instance of something coming up on your bike, you need to get that fixed, you're going to be able to do that even closer to home. So we're also working with even more offline dealers in 2022, which will give you great opportunities to see and purchase our bikes anywhere. All right, so this is a solid step for us to move forward for the year of 2022. I know I'm excited. I hope you're with me. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are going to go to Q&A so that we can answer some of your questions right now. Let's see what kind of questions you guys have for me today. So, good. Looks like we've got some great questions today. All right, I'll just pick it. I'll try to get to as many of these as we can. So, in terms of the first question, could you elaborate on the differences between single and full suspension? So what is the difference between single and full suspension? Well, the difference is in single suspension, you're only getting that suspension in the front, on that front fork. For double suspension, or what we call full suspension, which is what you're seeing in the Cobra models, that's going to give you support, help you over bumpy terrain for both the front and the back tire. So that's going to make your riding way more efficient and, ideal for any sort of bumpy terrain. Like I said before, when you're in that front suspension situation, you are basically, you're covered for the front tire, and for the back, you know, you kind of have to bear a little bit of that bumpiness with your body, or you can stand up and kind of deal with that with your legs. For the Cobra, you don't have to worry about that whatsoever. You're just kind of floating. Next question. All right. What makes the fat tire so special? Somebody's a bit of a fat tire skeptic. But what makes the fat tire special? I can tell you from experience, it gives me, or it gives the rider, a sense of kind of security when you're riding. You know that that fat tire is not going to slip on any type of terrain. And I ride road bikes, city bikes all the time over slippery pavement. And that's scary, right? Because your bike might just kind of slip out. Say you're riding on sand, that's just going to pierce right through. But that's the beauty of a fat tire. You are going to grip onto that road, or you are going to just float over that sand or grass or whatever it might be. So that is what's special about a fat tire. I should also mention they look really cool. Let's see. Oh, this is one. How long will it take to charge the e-bike? So, like we mentioned, we upgraded the charger on all of our models today from the 2.0 to a 3.0 amp smart charger. So that is going to give you a very fast charge, even for this higher capacity battery. You're going to be able to fully charge that battery in about 7 hours. So you plug that in overnight, you're fully charged in the morning, no problems at all. Other question. Will it be easy to replace the built-in battery? That's a good question. Yes, it is very easy to replace that battery. They are orderable on our website, so you can always get a secondary battery. But similar to our older models, like the Cruiser, you're going to have the ability to just remove this battery. Of course, they are kind of embedded into the frames of our newer bikes, but you can still drop those batteries out, no problem, and replace them should you ever need or want to. All right. I mentioned, you mentioned that the step-through is designed for people who are slightly shorter. Is there a recommended height for the step-through? So, yeah, I mean, generally, I can tell you about the general height for the Zebra model, which would be anywhere from about 5'3" to 6'4". And on the lower end of that spectrum, that's going to be perfect for the step-through, right? Because the height of the bike, what we're saying there is this is what is at least the minimum or the maximum for you being able to sit on the saddle, right? It is, of course, adjustable, but only to a certain extent. So about 5'3" to 6'4", and those shorter riders are going to be able to get through more conveniently with that step-through design. Next question. All right. How will we be able to charge the display? Well, that's a good question. You actually, you charge the display. I mean, the display is just run via power from the battery. So you're charging the battery and then that charges the display. But if your question is, can the display charge? That's a very good question, because it indeed can. You can actually plug a USB in just underneath the display, and that's actually going to be able to power your phone or your electronic devices. Very cool feature for our bikes that I should have mentioned. E-bike reach 80 miles. That's actually a very good question too, because we have different riding modes for our bikes, for all of the bikes that we've introduced today, which would be standard pedaling, where you're pedaling without any power, or pedal assist, where you're pedaling and then the motor kicks in and gives you some support to get you on the way. And then you can just simply pull the throttle and not pedal at all, and just kind of use full electric power from the motor. So with those different modes, that can impact how far you're going to be able to go. Now, if you are in pedal assist mode on a standard road, you should be getting up to that 80 miles per charge. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Okay. Will an added weight have an effect on these bikes' off-road capability? You know, these bikes have different payload capacity. I know I mentioned the big dog at 400 pounds, but as a general rule, it is good for you to understand how much weight are you putting on this bike in different riding conditions. So you want to be careful with putting an excessive amount of weight in terms of your payload when you're going into rough conditions that might require you to be doing kind of sudden shifts, sudden turns, making big changes in weight, the distribution of your weight, because of course, you know, that can cause issues on different types of terrain no matter what bike you're riding. But each of these Himiway e-bikes that we've discussed today have an outstanding payload capacity, and they're pretty darn industry leading in that regard. All right. Will there be any places that we can customize on the bike? Any other ways that you can customize? That's a good question because, you know, we get riders, we see this on our YouTube community quite a bit, where riders will upgrade different aspects of the bike. Maybe you'll upgrade your battery, your handlebars, your saddle, whatever it might be. We do, I think one thing that I might want to mention is how you can upgrade the fat tires, right? Especially for our standard Cobra model. We've created this back fork in such a way that you can put on ranging fat tire widths from 4.0 inches in width all the way up to 4.8. So there's a great customizing option for you there. All right. Can Himi points offer more discounts? That's a good question. So there are a number of ways that you can accumulate Himi points, right? You can earn them, or you can learn more about how to earn them from, of course, our Facebook page. You can also redeem your Himi points for accessories. So I would recommend that you check out our website, see what you can do with those Himiway points, learn more on our Facebook page. That'll give you the most up-to-date information for that. Okay, I think this is very important for you guys to know. So when will I receive the package if I place an order now? That's important, right? So actually, if you place your order now, or in that range of time here at the end of November, you're going to be, we're going to be shipping that bike to you in late January or early February. So I know there's a little bit of lead time there, but rest assured we're moving as quickly as possible, but we want you to get in those orders sooner rather than later so that we can get those bikes to you as soon as possible. So guys, thank you so much for your questions. Thanks for sticking with us throughout the entire live stream today. I hope you found it informative. It's been a pleasure chatting with you guys, and have a great rest of your night. Remember to keep in touch with us on Facebook and on our website. We look forward to hearing from you. Take care.